Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Patreon draft is kicking off. There's a few kind of twists and turns, and I want everybody, first of all, to understand we're doing 6 drafts at one time. 22 people in each draft. It's a weird draft. I've never done it before. There's no advantage or disadvantage that any one person is going to have because we've never seen this draft before. Here's an example of the Patreon 1 draft. 22 people in each draft, 6 of them, side by side by side by side by side. All 6 will start at the same time. Okay, this is on Sleeper right here. It's best ball. Let me explain everything real quickly. It's best ball. There's no lineups. There's no trades. There's no ad drops. It's best ball. It's 4 lineup spots, which are best ball, so your bench will be started for you. But 4 players will start each week. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end. You have 4 bench spots to do whatever the hell you want with it. Now, the draft order was done at random. I've got the 12th pick in this particular draft. Whether I win or not, these leagues, doesn't matter. Okay, the winner of each of the 6 drafts will go into a Dynasty 2025 regular 12-man. It's not going to be like this. 12-man Dynasty startup that will draft live on the show. And the 6 of those 12 spots will be consumed by the winners of each of these drafts. If I win, obviously the person below me would get that spot. In order to qualify for that league, you have to have an active Patreon account, which I'll drop right here, and you have to maintain that active Patreon all year long because this is a Patreon league. It's based on the Patreon, okay? But that said, you're not going to get kicked out of this league if you drop out of the Patreon or discontinue the Patreon or whatever. But to qualify, yes, you will have to have an active Patreon account. But you can still try to win. You don't necessarily need to do that. So join my Patreon. I will say the Patreon is absolutely phenomenal. Now, Ron's going to be really upset at this. I know Ron doesn't like this, and honestly, I don't like this. But with this particular draft, it's a necessity. I didn't tell anybody about it, but there's a 3rd round reversal. And Ron, you're going to hate that. Ron's probably leaving the live chat right now. But with 22 people in each round, there's really no way to give any sort of advantage back to somebody that got picked 22. They got picked 22. And so how the hell is that person supposed to have an advantage in this draft when all the quarterbacks are getting consumed and they're picking? So there's a 3rd round reversal. The draft timer is 60 seconds. Again, you're drafting as many, whatever you want to do. You could draft 4 quarterbacks, but you're going to have to field in best ball a team that can throw 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 1 wide receiver out there each week. Quarterback's going to fly off the board, so I imagine this will be treated like a super flex, but you never know. Yep, you hate that. Just put me on. Yep, I hate that. Just put me on auto draft, says Ron. We knew Ron would probably say that. It is what it is with this particular format. I think it's the only way to give somebody that got stuck with the 22 pick any sort of way to get back even close to the same advantage that somebody has. And if, Ron, you have a late pick in your draft, then I don't know where you are. You're going to love the 3rd round reversal for you. All right, here we are. Appreciate every single one of you. Let's start off. Let's kick off all the drafts. Silver says, Ron, draft your team. Don't leave, Ron. Ron's going to get so mad at this. The winner of each of these 6 leagues of 22 people, and I'm drafting in each one, will get into the Dynasty League. Here we go. Starting the draft. Oh, the intro to the show. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Also wanted to say this. Okay, so it's 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver. No kickers, no Ds. No second positions for each player will be starting. It's 4 bench spots and those 1 of each. And, you're going to have to draft a best ball team that can weather through injury, whatever. Maybe you have all your guys on 1 bye. That doesn't matter. Like, whatever you want to do. No one's tried to play this before, so no one has an advantage. Okay, Ron's not leaving. He's just joking. I know it sounds like it sucks, but I promise you, if you're drafting in a later pick, you're going to actually love it. And the fact that you're getting a Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a quarterback early, you shouldn't be complaining about third round reversal in this format because there's 22 people in it and there's no second copy of each player. If you join 2 leagues, and that's even by mistake or on purpose, you will be disqualified for winning the Patreon league. So if you join 2 drafts, you better make sure you jump out of the other one, because if you're in 2 of them, you're disqualified for the Dynasty League. You won't get kicked out of these leagues or anything like that, but you will be disqualified. Let's go. Okay, let's go. First draft, I'm going to kick off. Let me go into the drafts, and I'm going to start them right now. Patreon draft 1 is begun. Patreon draft 2. And we might have a couple computer teams because people didn't join. That one's begun. Patreon draft 3. And by the way, I might time out on my teams. I mean, each one of these. And I don't know if I'm gonna time out on some of these. Patreon draft 4. Begin. Patreon draft 5. Begin. And just so you guys know, I will not be able to show all these drafts at once. I'm going to bounce around, but we'll show the draft board of every team once we've concluded. Okay, so just know that. Jonathan's on the clock in this particular Patreon draft. I think 4 it is. So Mahomes goes number 1. It should be very much treated like a super flex. I can't imagine that it's not. Okay, Patreon draft 6. It's go time. So they're staggered a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go. This is Patreon. You can see the name of it too. Patreon Crew 1. So Crew 1. This guy timed out with McCaffrey. He's on auto. So this should go quicker. Okay, let me see here. Let me go on over to Patreon draft number. Here's number 2. So here's Patreon draft 2. You guys can see who's in this draft right here. I'm drafting from the 15 spot. Okay, so that's that one. Let me go on over to Patreon draft 3. This is going to be kind of wild, and I understand that watching this might be wild as well. I can't really help that. Let's go to Patreon draft 3. I just want to see where I'm even drafting. Okay, I'm in 11 spot there. Here's all the people in that draft. All right, Patreon draft 4. Let's go on over to that draft. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's this draft? Hey, on 4, Kenny, I don't know if this one started. I hit start on it. But Patreon draft 4. I think it is drafting. It just won't let me see it. Okay. Patreon draft number 5. All right. Look at the quarterbacks going on this one. This is number 5. Let's sit here for a second and look at this. And I have the phone line closed right now because there's no way I can handle that right now. And Calvin dropping a $20 super chat. Thanks for setting this up, Smitty, and to everyone helping out. Thank you, Calvin. Appreciate you. Forgive me for giving you. I'm going to give you the first ever. This will be better than a $20 hauler celebration. We've always had to the moon.
To the moon.
To Saturn.
To Saturn.
But we've never had to Mars. So, Calvin, this is to you.
To Mars.
Finally, it's been so long. I don't know why I didn't have that until now. Okay, let me leave it on this real quickly, and I'm going to kind of meander around the drafts and make sure I'm not timing out on anything. I might be. I'm on the clock in this one. Let's go to quarterbacks. I'm going to go Anthony Richardson there. Okay, let me meander on back to the second. This is interesting to watch this draft unfold. I'll tell you that. Like the Breece Hall pick and the Brian Robinson pick, it's interesting. It's not a mistake. We don't know. No one knows what's a mistake and what's not a mistake in this particular draft. For those that don't know, again, it's one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end. So four lineup players in a best ball format. So there's no ad drops, there's no trades, there's no anything. You're just drafting four bench players and four starters, one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, and you're trying to weather through the entire season in a best ball format. And you're just trying to win the league so that you can, because the winner of each of these 6 drafts with 22 people in each draft will get a spot in the Dynasty regular style. It's not like this or anything. It's nothing weird. Regular 12-man Dynasty startup draft that we will draft live on the channel. And it'll be a fantastic experience to not only be a part of that draft, but to watch it. A Dynasty startup, it'll be called the official The Fantasy Football Show Dynasty League. And maybe over time we create a second one or something, but for right now it'll be the main and only main Dynasty draft. Okay, I'm on the clock, and it really is smartest to take a quarterback. So I have a couple of these middle picks, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to meander on over to another draft. Let's go over to draft number 6 and see what everybody's cooking up over in draft number 6. Draft room. There we go. So Christian McCaffrey going to the 1 pick. I don't know if the guy in that one spot timed out and then took himself off auto, or if he actually took McCaffrey there. And same thing, Golf took Lamb. I think Golf is going for a later QB. Could be a very smart move. You know, if Golf ends up getting like a great quarterback of any sort, or a guy he likes, I mean, who knows? It might be the best move. So Josh Allen, Hill, Hurts, Chase, Brian Robinson, Mahomes, St. Brown, Richardson, Hall, Jefferson. Kenny auto drafted on this one. But Kenny, turn yourself on auto. He's probably trying to go around and help people too. So thank you, Kenny. Kenny's the man. I took Stroud here. Kyler Murray, it's down about there. Let me see if I'm on the clock anywhere, because I forget what. I've got 6 drafts I'm in, and I'm probably going to time out at least 5 times today, just so everybody knows. At least 5 times. Where did I go? I took Anthony Richardson in draft 1. In draft 2, I took, again, there's 6 drafts. I took, I'm almost on the clock in draft number 2. Let's go to draft number 2. I'll show you that one live. Do it live. Do it live. Here we go. On the clock. On the clock. Let's go to quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson or Stroud. I believe it's 6 points per TD pass. I believe Kenny can confirm that. I don't, let me see. Hold on. I can go look. Let me go ahead and queue up CJ Stroud here real quickly. But let me see. I don't know. It's I think it's 6 points per. Kenny, is it 4 points or 6 points per TD? I didn't even look at my. I don't even remember. I'm doing so many drafts. Let's go with Stroud anyway. Okay, so that's this draft. That's draft number 2. Draft number 3. I don't know if I drafted in draft number 3 yet or not. I took Stroud in that one. Okay, so Stroud's got to have a good year, because I've got him in a few of these. It's 4 points per TD pass. Thank you for looking it up. 4 points. Okay. Which makes, maybe Stroud and AR5 are something I should be looking at. I auto-picked. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. in draft number, because I auto-picked in draft number 4. I messed up in draft number 4. Draft number 5. I have a quarterback. I took Mahomes, and I was drafting early. In draft number 6, Let's go over to draft number 4 because that's where I autoed. All right, so draft number 6. It's going to be interesting looking at the board after this. So draft number 2 is almost through round 1, and there's 8 rounds. This guy says, what's this guy saying here? Thank you. I was watching your suggestion to trade for Mahomes in the Dynasty show. Send out offers in a bunch of my leagues, and I got hit. Sent away MHJ and Tua plus a second for Mahomes. Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, is that in a 2 QB? If that's in a 1 QB, I don't necessarily like hate it. Because of the keeper value, but keep in mind that a Dynasty Superflex or Dynasty 1 QB, you can put, I assume that's a Superflex by the way that you're describing that. Let's see here. Oh, James Devlin's back. James Devlin's back. I forgot about this guy. Smitty, please help me. I need extreme help. Remember James? James is back. Back again. James is back. Okay. I need to go look around, see if I'm on the clock somewhere. I know I'm going to time. I'm probably going to have the worst teams because it's going to time out on me. But that's on me. Okay, in draft number 1, I'm close to getting on the clock. I need to make sure I'm very cognizant of that. Draft number 2, I am a ways away from, not a ways, I'm a little bit more of a ways away from being on the clock. Draft number 3 and draft number 2 is pulled up right now. Draft number 3, I am a far distance away from being on the clock. Draft number 4, I am the furthest away I have of being on the clock. Draft number 5, I am very far away from being on the clock. And draft number 6, okay. I already forget where I need to be, so it doesn't even matter. I'm going to time out like crazy in this draft. I think I'm on the clock in this draft in a few, and I'm on the clock in the 6th. Let's go over. We'll come back to this one. This is draft 2. Let's go to draft number 6. I think that's the one I'm maybe closest. Although it won't even let me pull up the draft here. Set draft order, but like it won't let me. It's because there's 2 auto drafters in this one, but it sucks I can't pull up that draft here. It'll probably show it to me when it's done, but I can't actually pull that one up. Running backs, Pacheco, wide receiver, Devontae Adams, London. Let's go back to draft number, what was it, 2? Five seconds. I timed out on Olave. I'm going to have the worst teams. I'm going to time out all over the place. I'm going to time out everywhere. There's no way I can get back to these drafts in time. I'm going to be screwed. But it doesn't matter. This isn't about me. This is about you guys. So, but I would love to try and win these. Pacheco and Stroud. I don't know if I'm going to get back in time. All right, so just for anybody watching, the Crew 1's got a little bit of a lead on everybody. We're down to almost the end of round number 2, and Caleb Goff is what we're looking at quarterback. And if I sort by QB, you got Brock Purdy, Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. So it looks like you can still get a pretty decent quarterback. So maybe the guys that drafted McCaffrey and Bijan, maybe they'll be okay, and it'll be more of an advantage. Ethan says he doesn't think all of them are set to third round reversal. Any way we can double check on that? This one looks like it is. 10-man, would you take McBride and Smith for Cup? Devontae Smith and McBride, yes, I take Devontae Smith. Cam, didn't you ask this before? Yeah, of course. Yes, Devontae Smith and McBride crush Cup, and I love Cooper Cup. PPR, JJ, Henry, Allen. It's a good squad. Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. That's really good. All right, we're almost on the clock here. Let's go. So this is the League 1 that we're in. Let's go over to League 2. I have Stroud and Jacobs. I don't know if I timed out on Jacobs or I was trying to like get in there and just I might have even hit that button trying to just grab somebody. Looks like I timed out on Devontae Adams in draft 3. Which way, you never know. You could prove me wrong. Draft number 3, which I think I can get in. Yeah, I timed out on Devontae Adams. So that kind of sucks. I wouldn't have wanted that, but that's all right. Draft 4, I think, is the one I can't get in to show you. In draft 4, I am not yet on the clock, but approaching it. Draft number 5. I know it's hard to follow this, so I apologize if it's not the best viewing experience for a draft, but maybe you're getting the hang of it. So I'm drafting at the very end of this round number 5. That one I need to keep in mind. That one's going to be a good team for me. All right, what are we doing here? Draft number 6. Let's go to draft number 3. What was the one I was almost on the clock in? 1, 2, 3. Let's leave it on this. Let's leave it on this one for a bit. Draft number 1. I'm approaching my pick in draft number 1. Draft number 2. I should have just, if we had enough spots filled, because some people didn't grab their spots, I would have probably given mine away if we were overloaded, which we were. We should have more. And I have a little bit of an announcement. I'm not positive on this, but if you ended up missing this because of whatever reason, because we obviously have like 5, 6, 7, 8 open spots out of that should have been full, maybe 10. If you missed out on this, I may, depending on how many people in the Patreon missed it, I may open up a makeup draft that will grab one of the spots because and so we'll have 7 leagues. And that will be 7 spots in the Dynasty League. Because as it stands right now, the winner of each of these drafts will go into the Dynasty League, and there's 6 drafts. So we have tons of room to create different contests and such, and especially from the Patreon to get people into that Dynasty League. We're only filling 6 of them through these drafts, so. This is a league I'm almost up in, but it won't show me. I can't even click on the draft. Maybe someone knows how to get around that. Almost up in that draft. Let's go to draft number 5. Almost up in draft 5. So I'm on the clock here. I got Patty Mahomes. I could go wide receiver. I'm going to cue Debo just in case I time out. I could go Dalton Kincaid if I wanted. I can go running back. Running backs are flying off the board here. Wow, this is crazy. I'm going to go Debo. Let me see what the chat's saying. How many people we got in here? 248 people in here. Must be drafting Superflex. No, we're not drafting Superflex. We're drafting in a 22-man league. So it's treated like Superflex. All right, let me see if I'm probably timing out somewhere. So crew number 6. I'm not up yet in crew number 6, although I think I didn't time out. I got Stroud, Pacheco, Devontae Smith in crew number 6. This is crew number 5 up top. And it's third round reversal, so I got a ways to come back to this pick. Let's go to draft 1. Draft 1. I'm on auto again. I got on auto. Who'd I get? Ayuk. So Richardson, Olave, Ayuk. Damn it. Doubled up on my position already there. Son of a... Crew 2. Crew 3. Crew 3, I've got Adams. So you don't want to... I mean, you can still win it doubling up. But given that you start one running back, one wide receiver, one tight end, one quarterback, you probably want to grab everybody. I timed out in the... What draft is this? Let me see if I can pull this up. This is the one 4 that I can't show you for whatever reason. Because it didn't fill. 4, I timed out on Marvin Harrison Jr. And I timed out on Laporta. So I timed out on both my first picks. And I have no quarterback. All right, here we go. So Mahomes and Andrews from the 1 spot. McCaffrey and DJ Moore. Josh Allen and Laporta. Bijan and Kelsey. Tyreek Hill, Lawrence, and Rashad White. Hurts, McBride, Adams. That's a good team. Hall, Caleb, and Neighbors. Lamar, Henry, and Devontae Smith. That's good. That's from Blackbeard. Blackbeard, looking good. Superfish, Stroud, Jacobson, Metcalf, strong. Lamb, Walker, and Herbert for Mello in that spot right in between them. Kenny Powers is St. Brown, Goff, and Ingram. I timed out double wide receiver. Damn it. I don't need to win it though, but damn it anyway, right? Competitive man, right? Right. Wrong.
Tumors.
Draft number 1 is the one I timed out on. Let's go to draft number 2. Let's check out number 2. Let's see what is cooking. Draft number 2. I'm on the clock. Okay. So this is probably one that I can win this one because I'm drafting appropriately. We could go DK here. We could go Devontae Smith. We got Stroud. Little Tank Dell. What's the tight end position looking like? Ingram is there. Okay, so I should be queuing people because I could queue a specific position, and that way I'm okay if I time out. This is tough. I'm probably going to go... Let's go DK in this draft. And this is crew 2. Draft number 3. Travis is on the clock in draft number 3. Let's go check that out real quick. and see what Travis is cooking up here. 1, 2, 3. Travis is on the clock. He's got Achan, JD5, and Olave. I like that. I'm kind of disappointed I don't have any like Achan or Kyron shares in these drafts, but draft number 4. I'm approaching my pick in draft number 4, so I'll leave that on my phone so I can stay on top of that. Draft number 5. Let's see where I'm at on draft number 5. I'm approaching the pick almost, so 5. Keep that in mind, Smitty. 5. Get back to 5. Do it live. 5's the answer. And I'm on the clock in 4. That's where I have, I believe, Laporta and Harrison. What QB can I get? Yeah, Tua is still there. Aaron Rodgers. Cousins. I'll go Tua in that draft. Oh, I'm sorry, I left it on this one. What are we doing? 5. Okay, approaching my pick in 5. Draft number 6. Kind of approaching my draft in 6. Smitty, get back to 6. Don't time out on 6, Smitty. Smitty, 6 is the answer. How am I going to remember to get back there? Okay, 6. Draft number 1, I'm a ways away from being on the clock. Draft number 2. Draft number 2. That's when I took DK in. Draft number 3. What draft is this? Up top 5. Draft number 3. Almost on the clock in draft number 3. Draft number 3 is where I got Stroud and Devontae Adams. I timed out on Adams. Let's go to draft 3. So I need to come back to draft number 5 here in a little bit. Draft number 3. I'm going to be on the clock here in a second. And I'm on the clock. So I've got Adams I timed out on. Let's go with... Jeez, man. Really? It's so thin at RB. Connor. I guess Monty. Damn. I don't love that. Draft number 3. Draft 6, I'm on the clock. I can't even show 6. I've got in 6. I got Stroud, Pacheco, Devontae Smith. Probably my best one. So maybe I go with, I guess, Goddard. Draft number 5. I'm almost on the clock in draft 5. Let's go. Oh, this is 5. Draft 5 on the clock here in a second. All right, who do I roll with here? I got Debo, Mahomes. This is probably my best team. RB. RBs are thin as hell. Let's go with Mostert. We're swing big on that one. Draft 5, draft 4. Draft 4, I'm not on the clock yet. Draft number 3. I got Monty. Draft number 2. And draft number 1. I'm surprised I haven't timed out on more, to be honest. I'm on auto on draft number 1. What did I do? Almost on the clock here, though. I got to stay. What did I do in draft number 1? James Cook. At least I timed out on an RB, though. All right, on the clock here, Mahomes, Debo, Mostert. This is my team. This is the best team that I have. Brock Bowers is pretty good. All right, I finally constructed a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end team. Now I got 4 bench spots. They could be whatever I want. It's best ball. There's no lineups. There's no waivers. There's no trades. This is probably my best constructed team. Mahomes, Debo, Goddard, Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, and Bowers. All right, that's crew number 5. Crew number 1 is the one where I timed out. Let me show you one. Crew number 1 is right here. Crew number 1, I timed out on James Cook. I timed out on Ayuk. I timed out on Olave. I timed out on all 3 of those in this particular one. So I probably should queue. Well, you know, I don't need to queue. I need a tight end, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll queue a tight end or 2 though. Okay. Let's go back to actually let's leave it on here on this one for a second. You guys need some love over here. Let's leave it right there. Let me go look around. This is crew number 1, right? Crew number 1, crew number 2. If I go look over at crew number 2, I'm a ways away from that pick. That's when I have Stroud, Josh Jacobs, and DK. That might be my best team in crew 2. Smitty, don't forget about crew 2. That's so you remember it. Crew 3, I'm a ways away. Crew 4, I can't show that draft for whatever reason. Tua, Laporta, Harrison, not bad, not bad. Crew number 5. How far away am I on 5? I'm a ways away on 5. 5 is the one where I just took Bowers. And crew 6. Crew 6, I am approaching my pick, so I could go on over to that draft. Oh, I can't show that one. Let's see. Let's go to draft 1. Riley with the super. I got a few super chats. Let me see if I can get these knocked out. Uzi says super flex auction. My wide receiver CD, Tyreek, Jettas, Garrett Wilson. I was offered Kamara, Debo, Fields for JJ. Kamara, Debo, Fields, and super flex. Fields isn't a guarantee of any kind though, so I'm gonna say it's a lot to get though. Chat, what do you think? Can we vote on that for Uzi? Superflex. You got plenty of wide receivers, and I don't know who you said your RBs were though. RBs are Ford, Chubb, Wright, Algier. With his running backs being Ford, Chubb, Wright, Warren, Algier, should he trade JJ for Kamara, Debo, and Fields? Assuming he could use Fields potentially as this in the Superflex. Can you guys vote on that for Uzi? Should he do that trade or not? Tua is durable, says Yo Smitty, 16-man round 1. Puka, which running back? Walker, ETN. Give me ETN. He was running back 4 last year. I love Walker, but give me ETN. UC Josh Palmer news, top target confirmed. Yeah, well, this is why you can't. This is why people shouldn't be really even thinking about anything in LAC, because people think they have a good handle on what's going on. They don't. And I think even counting on that is a mistake. Everyone thinking McConkey's just going to absolutely just tear it up and be an absolute amazing player. Rude awakening, because in that situation, it's not as simple as it seems. I'm timing out on so many underdog drafts too. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys are too. I've got so many underdog drafts going that unfortunately I can't keep up with them, and they're all a bunch of slow drafts that turn into an hour timer. I got to remember that next year. That's on me. It's in the rules and everything. It's fine. It's just I'm timing out like crazy in all these underdog drafts. All these good teams that I drafted that I'm kind of messing up a little bit. But maybe they'll give me some diversification to have like a pick or two, thrown in there. So I'm not just repeating, rinsing, and repeating, rinsing, repeating. All right, so this is draft number... What draft is this? Crew 1. I'm on deck here. Let me just see if I am on deck anywhere else. Crew 6. I'm on auto. I must have timed out again. I did. James Conner. So Pacheco, James Conner, Devontae Smith, Goddard, CJ Stroud. That's okay, though. Conner's a good pick there. So I was on auto. I turned myself off. That's 6. Let me go to 5. Draft 5 is the draft where I have a really good team, I think. And I'm a ways away. It's the Bowers team. Draft 5. Draft 4. Draft 4, I'm on auto, so I screwed up again. But that's right. I screwed up on a running back, and I didn't have one yet, so I got Najee, but whatever. Marvin Harrison Jr., Laporta, Tua, Najee in that draft. That's in Crew 4. Crew 5. I'm on the clock in this one that you see right in front of you. This is Crew number 1. I've got Richardson, Olave, Ayuk, James Cook. I timed out on all those. This isn't about me. It's about you guys. It's not about me. It's about you. Doing it live. James Cook. I'll go Bo Nix here. Get another QB. That's Crew 1. Let's go to Crew 5. That's my Mahomes Debo team. Crew number 4, which I can't show that draft. That's where I timed out on Najee. Crew number 3. I really hope I don't at some point ruin all of these teams and time out on mine. It's hard doing 6 drafts. I'm on auto and Aaron Jones. Oh, God.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
I timed out on Aaron Jones. What draft is this? 2. Let me show you my debacle in 2. I don't think I'm going to get through even one draft full. Where is it? Here's my debacle. Stroud, Jacobs, DK. What a start. Aaron Jones. Autoed. Right in the middle of the screen there. Oh. Jeez. Crew 1. Crew 2. Aaron Jones. Now you guys have no excuse for timing out. Okay, crew 3. Let me go to that draft because that's almost going to be on the clock. 1, 2, 3. Crew 4. Crew 5. through 6. 5 is my favorite team now. Smitty almost up in crew 3. Is that what this is? Yes. Thank you. I guess that helps. I'm going to look at the chat if anybody can let me know when I'm almost up. Auto picker should get a penalty. Well, then I'm going to be screwed. All right, on the clock. This is my only... Well, I think I got one other team. So, I'm going to go Tank Dell here. So, Stroud, Dell, Adams, Monty. Maybe my best overall team. I timed out on Adams. Who would I have taken instead of Adams? I would have taken... Man, I could have had Kelsey. Man, I could have had So, I'd have Stroud, Kelsey, Monty, Dell. That would have been great. Pacheco. That's right. Hopefully Adams proves me right. I mean, wrong. 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 Hopefully he proves me wrong. Right? Right. Right? All right. Turley's on the clock here. He's got Cup, Prescott, and Gibbs. It's pretty good. Let's see what he does. Hurry up, Turley. I'll come back for you. So, draft number 1. Bo Nix, I'm coming up on that one. Draft number 2. Somewhere of Aaron Jones. Son of a biatch. Aaron Jones. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I think my favorite one's Crew 3. Crew 3 is where it's at. Crew 3, that's the ticket. Crew 5 might be good too. I forget where's my Crew 5 team. Yeah, Crew 5. That's my favorite team, Crew 5. Crew 5, baby. Let's see who's got the best team. That boy, I like your team. That boy, it's pretty good. Haji, Hall, Caleb, Neighbors, Worthy, Young, Robinson. Like, whose team stands out, sticks out like a sore thumb? Superfishes is pretty good. Stroud, Jacobs, DK, Monty. Kenny's got a pretty good team with the double QBs in a way. Oh, I'm on the clock in this one. I'm like evaluating the teams. Like, this one's got... this one timed out on James Cook. What an idiot. Total idiot. I'm going to swing for the fences on this one. All right, let's go through these. I don't know where I'm on the clock. So that was 1. Patreon 2. Patreon League 2. I'm on the clock. Jacobs, Aaron Jones. I'm going to time out, so I'm just going to go Rome. that sucked, but hey, it's still a pretty decent team considering stupid Aaron Jones is in there. But Stroud, Jacobs, DK, Jones, and Dunze. All right, this is what? This is 2. Let's go to Patreon 3. 1, 2, 3. 3's the ticket. I'm a little ways away on that one, but this is this team I like. I timed that on Adams, but Stroud, Adams, Monty, and Dell. Pretty good. It's a pretty good squad. I need to come back to 3. 3's a good one. Don't want to let 3 get away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go to 4. I can't view 4. Why don't I remember that? 4, 5. Let's look at 5. 5's the ticket, right? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, almost on the clock at 5. Yes, 5's the ticket. This is the one. This is my favorite one, maybe. Might be my best team. I'm almost up in 6, too. And I don't think I can show 6. Hated Chris, you're doing it live, pal. 35 seconds. I think I know what I'm going to do with this pick. I need an RB. Hopefully Chris doesn't take my guy. Chris, don't do it. Chris, don't take Chuba Hubbard. Don't do it, Chris. Okay, good. I don't want Chuba Hubbard, by the way. So, running backs, Jalen Wright is who I want here because I have Mostert. So, I'm going to get hit with the bye situation, which is fine. But I have Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Wright, Bowers. Probably my best team by far. That's a great squad. And then in my other team where I have Pacheco, Stroud, Devontae Smith, Goddard, Connor. So 2 running backs. I need another potential quarterback. I need another potential wide receiver. J-Mo's there. I'm going to go J-Mo in that draft. Okay, that was 6. Am I on the clock here? I'm on the clock again. So I've got 2 RBs. I've got 1 quarterback, 1 tight end. I could go wide receiver, shopping, McConkey, Addison, Christian Watson, Brian Thomas Jr. I'm going to cue him. J-Mo, I'm going to cue him. Love those guys. I think it's between, I think I got to do that. I could look at, who's my quarterback? Mahomes. So I'm in this draft, I'm Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Wright, Bowers. Quarterbacks, Bo Nix is there, Fields. Man, what a gamble. We'll go Brian Thomas Jr. What crew is this? This is crew number 5. What's 6 look like? 6 is the one I just took J-Mo in. What's crew 4 look like for me? I'm on auto. That's fantastic. Jeez. Jordan Addison. I don't know if I drafted a single player in this one. I've got Marvin Harrison Jr., Laporta, Tua, Najee, and Addison. I think I drafted the Tua pick. I don't think I've drafted anything else. But I got 2 wide receivers more. I'm balanced, but that's not even my team. That's not even mine. I didn't do that. Auto pick in draft 3. Fantastic. Keenan Allen. Great. Thank you. 3 wide receivers. Like, I need that. Thank you very much. What team? What is this? Crew 3? Way to screw up 3, Smitty. Way to screw up crew 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna be the worst looking fantasy football analyst in the world, losing all of these leagues. Here's my team. I went Stroud, Adams, Monty, Dell, looking fantastic, doing it live, and then I auto on freaking Keenan Allen. Jeez. So now I'm gonna be screwed at either tight end or. Well, I have to draft a tight end, but I'm going to be screwed not having a backup for each position. Well, it is what it is. All right, let me just see where I'm at. Let me go through all of them. Crew 1. Crew 1, I am a little ways away from being. I can't screw up Crew 1. You know, I'm going to keep Crew 1 in front of me because I want to have at least one team. Oh, no, that's not the one I like. Yeah, screw that one. Crew 2. Crew 2, I'm a ways away. That's a good one, though. That's not a bad one. Crew number 3. Is the one where I've got the timeout of Keenan Allen. Crew number 4, the one I can't show you, is timed out. The whole team timed out and drafted for me. Crew number 5 is my favorite one, where I've got Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Jalen Wright, Brock Bowers, and Brian Thomas Jr. So I'm going to keep it. No, I can do it. I can do this. I can do this. Crew number, Smitty, don't forget about crew number 5. Crew number 6. Almost on the clock in crew 6. I think that's the one I can't show though, right? Yeah. Is there a workaround on this? League. Draft. There's no way to see it. I'll tell you how it goes. So it's crew number 6. Crew number 5. This is the team I love. Look at this in the 2 spot. This is my favorite team that I've drafted because it's one of the only teams I've actually drafted. Mahomes, Debo, Mostert with Wright, Bowers, and Brian Thomas Jr. So that's my favorite team, crew 5. We got to get back to crew 5. Crew 4. Let's go to crew 4. 6, 5, 4. Can't view 4. Can't view 6 and can't view 4. This is 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm on the clock here in a second. In Silver Surfer is on the clock. All right, I'm on the clock in this draft that I can't show you. I have CJ Stroud, Pacheco, Devontae Smith, Goddard. Very balanced. I got Connor, I got J-Mo. So I got 2 running backs, got 2 wide receivers. I need a quarterback. They're flying off the board. I could roll the dice here and go Penix Jr. and I'm gonna. And now I just need a tight end for my last pick. As a backup tight end so I can queue a bunch of people. And hopefully that if I time out, it'll be okay. Okay. So that is crew number 6. We're almost done with these drafts. This went quicker than I thought. Crew number 5. Oh, I'm on perfect timing. And this team's okay. The Aaron Jones pick sucked, but Aaron Jones got timed. I got timed out on him. But Stroud, Jacobs, Metcalf, Aaron Jones, Adunze. So I got 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. I need a tight end, and then I need what draft is this? 2? All right, let me see if I can get to these super chats real quick. Aloha says, can you take a look at my team in crew 6, pick 9? Yeah, let me draft real quick here. Metcalf. Okay, so my team is Stroud, Jacobs, Metcalf, Aaron Jones. So I need a tight end, and I'm going to take Likely here. And Aloha said in team number 6. I don't know if I can show team 6. But yeah. Yeah, it won't show team 6, pal. I got to show it at the end. I'll take a look at it, though, here, and I'll read it off. pick 9. Let's go back to draft 1. Aloha says pick 9. 1, 2. Aloha, you've got St. Brown, Caleb, Alvin Kamara, Brock Bowers. Okay. Jaden Reed, Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown pick a lot. Yeah, Bryce Young. It's a good squad. Nice job. That is draft number 6. Draft number 5. How close am I in draft number 5? I'm a little ways away, but that's my favorite one, so I got to make sure I don't miss that. Draft number 5. Draft number 4, which I can't show. I'm on auto again. I haven't drafted a single player. I got Najee and Brian Robinson Jr. I got Harrison and Addison. I got Tua. I got Laporta. At least I'm timing out on the right positions, but I guess let me queue up some players. And maybe I'll get lucky and time out just right. That's crew number 4. Crew number 3. I'm approaching my pick in 3, and I don't mind my team in 3. What crew is this? 1. So I got to come back to 1. 3, I'm getting close. Thank you, Aloha, for your super chat. Sean, 12-man, $10 hauler. Sean, appreciate you. I'm going to give you a Mars shot.
To Mars!
12-team.5. Today's rosters are QB, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, a tight end. I have pick 3. Should I take Lamb, Hill, or Bijan and Brees? With 1 running back, well, it's 1 running back and 2 wide receiver. So it's not like you have like any sort of honestly pressure. I think that the question still remains that everybody else needs to answer. You need to answer it too. Is like, can you get a HN Kyron, a Barkley, in your second round pick? If you can, then I'm taking probably Hill or Lamb. But if not, I'm taking Bijan. And then I'm getting Cooper Kupp in a very worst case scenario. So if you can get HN Kyron or Barkley, then I would do the Hill pick. And if not, then I'm not. Smitty, the GOAT, just want to take this opportunity to say that Michigan State is a bad football team. Thank you, bros. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm not a Michigan State fan. He's just saying that in general, so you know. This team looks pretty good. I've got 3 wide receivers, though, which I didn't really want. I need a tight end, so I'll probably grab... I'll get Isaiah Likely here. That's crew 3. Let's go to draft 1. Draft 1, I'm coming close to being up. Draft 2. Draft 2, I'm really close. So let's go to draft 2. Draft 3. Draft 4. Draft 5. Okay, I'm on the clock in this draft. I've got Stroud, Jacobs, Aaron Jones, Metcalf, Odunze, likely. Need a backup QB. It's so thin. I mean, Drake May's there, but it's like I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go crazy and just swing for the fences with Penix. So that by the time I need him, maybe he'll be in there. Team 5, I got to make sure I keep an eye on. I love Team 5. Team 6, I can't show this one, but I think this one's almost over. Yeah, and I can't show it. I don't think I can. That's the one, right? Team 6, yeah. Can't show that one. So almost on the clock in Team 6. Team 5 is the team I absolutely love. I'm a ways away. That one I have Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Bowers, Wright, and Brian Thomas Jr. Team 4, I think I can't show that one either. So 6, 5, 4, 3 I can show 3. 3 I am a far ways away. 2, oh, it's my turn in. I need a backup tight end. God, Dawson Knox, I guess. What draft is this? Draft 6. Okay, so draft 6, I'm done. I don't have to worry about draft 6. I can't even show it anyway yet. Draft 5 is my favorite draft, and I'm getting closer in that one. Draft 4. Draft 4, I can't show that one. Draft 3. Draft 2. So draft 2, I have Stroud, Jacobs, Metcalf, Aaron Jones I timed out on. Odunze, likely, Penix Jr. We'll go over all these teams at the end, don't worry. Draft number 1. I'm on auto, so clearly I missed my pick again. Richardson, Olave, Ayuk, I timed out on Cook. I timed out on Nix, Wright, McConkey. I timed out on and Parkinson. So I got one tight end. This draft is over for me. This is draft number 1. 1 and 6, I think, are done. 1 and 6, I believe, are done. Or at least I'm done, and 6 is about to conclude. I can't show 6, so now that it's completed, I believe I can show it. Draft 5 is my favorite team. Draft 4. Oh, draft 4 I just timed out. Damn it! Who'd I get? Deshaun Watson. I needed a backup quarterback, so that could have been worse. That was draft 4. Draft 3. I know this is a wild viewing experience, so I apologize if this isn't the most entertaining draft you've ever seen. This is a wild time, I'll tell you that. Thanks again, bros, for the super chat. And then the last super chat I haven't answered yet is this one right here. Smitty, thoughts on Taysom Hill this season? Currently don't have a backup. I like him. He's pretty solid. It's not a guarantee of any kind, but he's definitely solid, bro. He's definitely solid. Timed out on Gus Edwards. Thanks. That's fantastic. All right, my only team left that I have any sort of like excitement for is this damn Team 5. So let's not screw it up. Let's just go to finish one of these teams in solid fashion. Let's go to Team 5 and let's just sit there. because I don't want to screw this up. This is the only team that I like. This is the only team I don't have at least like 2 auto drafts in. I've got Mahomes, Debo, Mostert with a right cuff to him, Bowers, and Brian Thomas Jr. I got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end. So that means I need to go with a quarterback and a tight end here. There's no quarterbacks left whatsoever. So I totally screwed myself. But that's okay, because I'll just double up on other stuff. And I'll get so much QB scoring, I'll be fine. It is very thin, though. Jeez, man. Holy smokes. Wide receiver's pretty deep, though. I think I'll be okay at wide receiver. Wicks is available. I do need a backup tight end. I'll probably go with a Okonkwo here. That's a pretty decent backup tight end. Different bye weeks too, so that's okay. My wide receivers have different bye weeks. My running backs don't, but I'm going to take an L there. That's fine with me. Although I could take an RB next if I want to go. I want to solve that problem. I can solve that problem. You know, I probably will do that, because I have Brian Thomas Jr. and Debo. You only need 1 wide receiver, so I feel pretty good about that. So maybe I will go RB and solve my bye week situation. Dowdle is available. I don't love that, but it's all right. Vidal's there. You know who I kind of like in this spot? Braylon Allen or Ray Davis. Just kind of a nice little dart throw either way, just to kind of give myself that bye week situation. Let's see here. I got both my guys are on week 6, so if Ray Davis is 12, Allen is 12, and my Miami guys are 6, so I'm covered. So I can take either one of those RBs. Not scared to tell you, because Jonathan's already got 2 RBs. I don't think he's going RB. But yeah, Paula, appreciate you. Definitely Taysom Hill. All right, we're almost done with these drafts, and then we can review them, and then we'll come in and have just a little bit of a little chat session. So thank you for putting up with me on this draft. Let's go with Braylon Allen. Let's go over to draft number 1 and review draft number 1. I believe that's the one Ron Navy's in. Draft number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. Team number 1 is looking pretty sharp. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, you look, you could win it all if your RB stay healthy, but that's going to be your potential crutch. But I mean, Warren should be fine. So that's a good team. You're definitely in the mix, Hoosiers. McCaffrey and all those wide receivers, that's not. I mean, you never know. You never know. That could be the way to go. You're only getting 1 wide receiver start, though. I don't know if you know that. Josh Allen, Laporta, Rice, Dell. That's a squad. Chase Brown. That's a pretty good squad. You're going to take an L. I kind of like the idea of taking an L at the tight end bye, and just saying you're not going to get much from that player anyway. Like, look at Russell Wilson. Maybe he's not even starting in team number 4. You know, Orion took him, and it's like you might be wasting opportunity to get another receiver in there. So I think in hindsight, that was the way to go. I like TM42's plan of attack, and his team is fantastic. I would say the best team maybe in this is just spitballing it here, but the best team maybe in this entire gauntlet of 6 drafts might be in the top 5. Because you got Josh Allen, Laporta, Rice, and Dell. You got an amazing wide receiver. You got maybe the number 1 quarterback and number 1 tight end, and probably a top. In your league of 22, you're probably in the top 3 for wide receiver output, maybe because of the 2 that you have. And then your running back stable, I don't love it, but like compared to maybe someone else's, but like the fact that you have Chase Brown and Zach Moss cuffed, that's pretty damn good. I like this team. This is a top 5 team. Maybe in this entire draft. I like it. Bijan Robinson, Kelsey, Fields. You got Russell Wilson later as a smart strategy. It's a good team. Hill, Trevor Lawrence. Okay. I'm not going to read everyone's team. I'm going to glance through them all. That boy, Breece Hall's team, Lamar Jackson. I got to make sure I'm timing out over here, aren't I? Draft 4. Okay, draft 4 is coming up. I need to be cognizant of draft 4. Draft 3. Draft 3 is coming up. I got Gus Edwards in that one. I get careless about draft 3 now. Stupid draft. Jeez. Okay, draft number 2. I'm almost up. Rock out's on the clock. Rock out, I'm going to review your team in a bit in draft 2. You have A.J. Brown, Pacheco, Brock Purdy, Goddard, Ridley, Chase Brown. Really good team. What draft is this? Draft 2. Let me go to that real quick because I'm going to be on the clock. Draft 2. So just reviewing Rockout's team right now, since I'm talking about it. A.J. Brown, Pacheco, Purdy. It's a good team. I like it, Rockout. That's not bad. You timed out. You timed out. Okay, now I'm up. And my team is Stroud, Jacobs, Metcalf, timed out on Aaron Jones, and Dunze, likely Penix Jr. Let's go with Dotson's okay. I guess I'll draft Dotson. All right, that's team number. That's crew 2, crew 4. I'm on the clock on crew 4. Oh, I can't show 4. Okay, in this draft, I have Watson, B. Rob, Harris. I'll go Wicks in that draft. All right, I'll leave this one up for a second. So this team, I had a pretty decent squad, and then just got timed out on Keenan Allen, got timed out on Gus Edwards. I should have just did one. I should have did one draft. All right, let's see what I do with this next pick. Let me just see. So Patreon Crew 1 is done. Patreon Crew 2 is still going, but it's in the final round, and I've already drafted Dotson. Patreon 3 is, I'm almost on the clock in 3. That's the one I have up. Patreon 4 I'm done in, and I got Wicks as my final pick. Patreon 5 is done. Patreon 6 is done. Okay, so let me make this pick right here, and then we'll go to 1, and we'll just look at them real quick. Again, I'm not gonna go through everyone's team. We're just gonna glance around and go through them. I might even show the board and just let it sit there while we talk to. I don't know that I can go through all these teams, but I'll definitely show every board.
Come on.
Okay, Ron, I'll pull up your draft in a second here, for sure. I'm timing out on so many underdog drafts. It's a damn shame. A damn shame. Damn. You hate to see it. I'm like pulling up these drafts on underdog, and I'm just 9 minutes, 4 minutes. I got like 7 drafts that are 2 and 3 minute timers right now, and I'm just gonna get totally royally screwed on them. I just didn't know when that changeover was gonna happen. I joined a bunch of drafts, you know, to fill up. Like I had like 10. I had like, you didn't want to know. All right, on the clock here. Stroud, Adams, Monty, Dell, Keenan Allen, I timed out on. Gus Edwards, I timed out on. A.D. Mitchell's pretty nice. I'm going to cue him. Running backs, not feeling much. Ray Davis is kind of intriguing. And the fact that I didn't get any running backs that I want, I'm going to be banking on Likely, though. Isaiah Likely. And I don't know if these other tight ends are even worth it. Let's swing big. I'm fine at wide receiver. I've got Dell, Adams, and Keenan. I don't want Keenan. I timed out on Keenan, but I like Monty, but I hate Gus Edwards. Let's swing for the fences with Ray Davis. And that's all she wrote. Let's go back to draft number 1 and review those teams as I was doing. And do you have any? Can't even see the draft board anymore. Where's the draft board? Draft results. There we go. Hurts, McBride, Adams, McLaurin, Stevenson, Benson, Algier. Pretty interesting there. Let's see. Superfish's team, Blackbeard. I liked his earlier. So Blackbeard, let me highlight Blackbeard's team real quick. Jackson, Henry, Devontae Smith, Stafford, Flowers. It's a good squad. Dremel, nice. Superfish is nice. I like this team. Metcalf, Monty, Jacob, Stroud, St. Brown, Goff. There's mine. I timed out a lot. Richardson, Olave, Ayuk, Cook, Knicks, Wright. It's pretty good though in this format. Chase, Pacheco, Purdy. Gibbs, Tua, Nico. Interesting. JJ, Dak, Fergie, Mostert, Connor. Ron Navy, Kyron, London, Cousins. This is what I was going to do. The Penix Jr. Cousins thing. Ron and I think alike on that. Ridley. Dang, Ron. Dang, Ron. I like that team. That's a really good team. I think Ron, you're so far. And I'm not just saying this, to butter you up or anything. This is a top 5 team. This is a top 5 team in the entire gauntlet of drafts. I mean, Kyron and Corum, fantastic. Ridley, London, fantastic. Cousins of Penix Jr., you're going to roll risky tight end, one tight end, I don't mind. Because you're just grabbing what? You're grabbing a guy that's not going to score. Like, who cares about backing up a tight end at, like, that territory where you might not even get... I like this team. Damn, Ron, that's good. Burrow, Daniels, you must have timed out on... No, maybe you didn't. Maybe you're just trying to cornerstone. Ray G. Cup, Zamir, Coleman. Yeah. Hey, Brian Thomas. I mean, you're banking on Zamir, but if Zamir lands, this team could be huge. But it could also fall flat. Kyler, MHJ, Kamara, Higgins. That's good. That's a good team. That's like top, maybe. I don't know. It's good. I don't know if I can put it. This is, I believe, Sebastian, right? Barkley, Pitts, Wilson. Not too shabby. This one's good. Love. Achan, Debo, Reed, Sinnott, Spears. I like this team a lot. This could be top 10 overall. Tough to say. There's still so many teams to go after. Man, I timed out a Deontay and the son of a B. I'm timing out on so many underdog drafts right now. Deontay Johnson. What in the hell is going on here? The humanity. Why? Brown, ETN, Kittle, Mayfield. I don't like the Mayfield part. Sorry. JT, Nakua, Kincaid, Watson. It's good, though. Damn, that's good. Like, if Watson or Carr do well, but that's going to be tough if they don't. The rest of that team's great, though. That's awesome. So I'd say Ron in this draft. I love Superfishes and who else? TM42. TM42 and Ron. And then, like, a tie between, like, 4 or 5 of you for third. Like, Superfish, you were in there. Kenny Powers, his team. I think Kenny timed out. Otherwise, Kenny would have probably had one of the better teams in this particular draft if he had not had to go double QB. I think with that, and I'm sure he didn't want. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did want to try it that way. So good job, everybody. Ron's, your team is great. I like that. That approach is perfect. Draft results. Ron's sitting back in his lazy boy right now, smile on his face. It's probably going like this. I'm going to have a steak tonight. Remember, this is best ball, people. Bijan. I mean, hey, that's a pretty interesting team. Like, you get JSN, but I don't know. I think I would have probably balanced it different, but that's still good. Let me see, Hall. If I'm not calling you out, it means I don't, love the team, but I don't love any of my teams because granted, I timed out on some of them, but even so, Lamb, Prescott, Stevenson, okay, McCaffrey, Burrow, Waddle, Higgins, Singletary, interesting squad. This is a pretty good one. McCaffrey, Burrow, Waddle, Higgins, yeah. That's really good. That's probably a top 10, 15 team overall. Mahomes, Cook, Diggs, Connor, okay. Hill, Walker, Kittle, Neighbors, really good team, except for the quarterback, so it might drop off. Look at this. What are we doing there, Otto Adam. What are we doing? Hurts, Kincaid, Dell, Monty. Sig Nasty, I'm going to say you're in the top 12. Top 10 overall. Hurts, Kincaid, Dell, Monty. I like that. I don't like some of the other picks, but like J-Mo's great. Nix was pretty good. Edwards I don't like. Elliott I don't like. But dang, that's a really good team. Kyler, Chase, Ferguson, Mostert, Wright. You did the Mostert Wright thing like I did. Flower, yeah. J-Dog, you've got to be like top 15 overall. Jefferson, Henry, JT, Andrews, Rice. This is a pretty decent team right here. You should have did the Penix Jr. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe Cousins starts all year. Kyle, rock out. Like your team, pal. I think it's pretty good. Cup, Devontae, Herbert. This one had some potential, Navage. Like I like Ron's a lot. This is mine. Started off really good. Stroud, Jacobs, Metcalf, and then timed out on Aaron Jones. Son of a B. Still good, but gosh dang it. Achan, McBride, Collins, Worthy, we still don't know what Fields is gonna. But the cuff's nice. I just don't know if like what Wilson's gonna do. I don't know. It's a good team though. You have a really good team. I'd say you're definitely in the mix to win this particular group. of 22. Jackson, Kelsey, Adams. Okay, it's good. Richardson, London, Olave. This is a good team. Solid. Harrison, Etienne, Tua, Pickens. Very solid. A lot of good teams. I'm not just saying this. I think Ron might have the best team so far. 1, 2, 3. It's not an easy format. Not an easy format at all. This is draft number 3. Allen, McBride, Connor. It's good. Mostert, Smith, Ingram, Watson. It's a good team. Hurts, Walker. Top Chef. But yeah. Hall, Evans, Diggs. Sir Charles. Hill, Tua, Swift. It's a pretty good one there. Lamar, Kelsey, Ayuk, and then gauntlet of RBs. My squad. Stroud, Adams, timed out on Adams, but it's still not horrible, I guess, in this format. Monty, Dell, Keenan Allen I timed out on. God, the team could have been good. I just didn't screw it up. I was jumping all around. It was really hard for me to know where I was going to be on the clock. A.J. Brown, Laporta, Cook, Herbert, Kyle. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the teams that like stack, like look at all the receivers in a row, and I don't think any one of those has ever tickled my fancy. I think the teams that I've liked have been very balanced rotationally drafting. And I think that's kind of the way I am with, all drafts. Even like outside of this, like when they're not like just stacked, you know what I mean? Jacobs, Pitts. Like that. Like I'll never like a team, especially in this format where it's just all the same and it just doesn't balance out to me at all. Or even this, the double QB there. Gibbs, Prescott, Cup, Najee, interesting. Blaze. Yeah, so Travis, here's Travis's team. JD5, Achan, Olave, Musgrave, Pickens. Pretty good. I like it. Jefferson, Burrow, White, Stevenson. This team started off so good. I was loving it. Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyron, Kincaid, Levis. If Levis works out, you could win the league. But I don't know if it's going to. That's a great team. Let's go to draft number 4. God, when am I going to like one of my teams? 1, 2, 3, 4. Draft 4. Draft results. Mahomes, Connor, Mostert, decent. That's a pretty good team. Actions is pretty good. Hill, Dell, Cooper. It's pretty decent, but the balance throws it off. I don't know. JD5, Coleman, decent. Hurts, Cup, Kamara, Stevenson, Goddard. These are all pretty close. I'm not saying these are bad by skipping them like this. I just Kenny Powers, Lamb, Pacheco, Waddle, Flowers. Okay. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing here. Levin with all his wide receivers. I don't like that. Harrison, Laporta, Tua. Najee and Brian Robinson. This is a good team. I don't mind this. Probably one of my favorite of mine so far. But Jacobs, let's see here. Stroud, Henry, Kincaid, Adunze. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, this one's solid. Anthony Richardson, Achan, Ayuk, Worthy, Warren, Likely, Wright. I'm going to say top 10 overall. Kyron, Dak, Rice, Brian Thomas, Benson. Very good. Maybe top 15 overall. Barkley, Nakua, McBride, Goff. If Goff like explodes, that could be in the mix. Good receivers. I mean, this is an interesting team, but Darnold, that's what did yen. Good squads. I don't really know. I'm losing track of like what's my favorite. I think Ron's is still up there though. It really was good. We'll go back and look at it one more time to see if maybe I'm misremembering it. Ron, don't get too excited. Don't get the stakes out yet. Josh Allen, Walker, Goddard. Yeah. Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Bowers, Wright, Brian Thomas Jr., Conco, Braylon Allen. This is my favorite team that I drafted. I think this is top 10 overall, top 12. I don't know if I'm as good as Ron's team, but this is a darn good team. Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Wright connection, Bowers. I would say top 10 overall. This is the only team I like. This is the only team I didn't time out once. It's the only team that I didn't feel rushed on. I like this squad a lot. This is my favorite team I drafted. Top 10. But the only top 10 team I drafted. It took me, five other attempts of failing of auto drafting. This is a good team. I like that. That's really solid. If Najee works out, this team could definitely win this group of 22, but you do need that to happen. There we go. Stroud. Too many receivers. Mike. Hall, Nakua, Kittle, Rogers. That's pretty good. Crafty. Burrow, London, Andrews, Monty. Like that one. That's good too. Ryan. Axe, Richardson, Jacobs, Ingram, Pickens. Good team. Gibbs, Henry, Adams, Watson. It almost seems like some people thought they were starting 2 running backs. Lamb, Purdy, Rashad, Neighbors. Very good. I'm going to time out on all these underdog drafts, damn it. Damn it. Get down. This is a highly stressful situation. Get down. Timing out onto my picks. Let me just make a draft selection here. I'm sorry, guys. All these picks. I got 20 seconds left in like all these drafts. Deontay Johnson again. What the hell, man? Oh, God. These timeouts are brutal. Just brutal. Just kick me right in the sack. Right in the sack. Ugh. Okay, Murray, Cup, Connor, Taysom. Interesting. Frake. Hill, ETN, Lawrence, DJ Moore, Stevenson. Tanner has McCaffrey, Kelsey, Olave, Diggs, Levis. I love that if you just went a little earlier. QB. Love Aaron, AJ Brown, James Cook, Achan, Pitts. Very decent team. This one's decent. Yeah. Terry Roberts. Here he is. Barkley, Chase, Goff, Mayfield, Pollard. I like your team. Your start was phenomenal with the 2 players. I probably would have. I mean, that's the cost of waiting right. It hits you, and then you feel like, do I like it? Do I not? It's good. I mean, you give it a shot for sure. Garrett Wilson, Pacheco, Kincaid, Herbert, J.J. Harrison, Caleb, Swift. I like this team. 2 was a little early, but you didn't want to get screwed out of. Okay, and then the final draft. I think TM42 and Ron. I do like my team a lot. And team number, what was it, 5? Let's see here. McCaffrey, Kelsey, Pittman. Okay. Lamb, Purdy, Mixon, That's good. Alex has got Josh Allen, Ayuk, Monty, Ingram, Tyreek, Prescott. Look at that. Okay. Hurts, Collins, Rashad. Auto draft team. King with the pretty decent Bijan, Dell, Ferguson, and then double QBs. This is a crafty team. I'd say maybe you could crack in the top 15 overall. Mahomes, Cup. I don't know why you go Goff here. I think that might have been the mistake because, dang, that was a good start. Mahomes and Cup was fantastic. St. Brown, Caleb. But you still could do it. I'm not saying you're out of it. St. Brown, Caleb, Camaro. We went over that one earlier. Pretty good. You know, my thoughts on Caleb, but pretty decent. Like production he'll have at times. Anthony Richardson, Kenneth Walker, Pitts, Rice, Ridley. Hall, Debo, Waddle, Lawrence. Kenny Powers is in a couple of these drafts. Kenny Powers is the only one immune he was trying to fill some spots. But Kenny, the only team that can count for you will be the first one that you entered in, the most first team you drafted in. So if you drafted in, I think, where was your first team? I think it was like 2. Your team that will be counted will be the first one you drafted in order. Look at all those wide receivers. Kenny's commissioning all these, so he's exempt from any sort of like penalty for doing multiple drafts. X Factor, good team, I guess. No, not really, because Minshew's your quarterback. Daniels, Kittle, Mostert. Very interesting squad there. I don't mind that one. Stroud, Pacheco, Devontae Smith, Goddard. I started off on fire on this one. This one's pretty good too. Connor, J-Mo. I like this team. I did pretty good there. I don't know if it's top 10, but it's a good one. So I had 2 good teams. Patreon 6 and I think Patreon 5. I think. Henry Kincaid, good. Jacobs, Metcalf, very solid team. ETN, McBride, Burrow, HN, Neighbors, Coleman. That's good. Except for, yeah, no, that's really good. It's a really good team. Sean, that's good. Sean's maybe in the top 15. Gibbs, Kyron. Can't start both of them. Heating. I mean, you got great running backs, that's for sure. You only use one. JT, Nakua, Evans. I bet you Heating thought he could start Gibbs and Kyron. JT, Puka, Evans. Yeah. Barkley, Harrison, Laporta, Herbert. Herbert's not bad there, though. That's pretty good. I'd have to say, let me go back to my team 5 real quick, which I think was my favorite team that I had anyway. And I think I know there's going to be a couple of people that get pissed off at this draft for whatever reason. I timed out. I'm out of here. I think I saw someone left the league. Let me go back. Mahomes, Debo, Mostert, Bowers, Wright, Tom. I think this is a top 10 team in the whole thing in this format. To have my Miami Dolphin running stable covered there with the double, Debo and Thomas Jr., Mahomes. I like this team. But I'd have to say, who left here? This guy right here, SM Kramer, left the league. Got mad. Let's go to the draft number 1. I think the winner might come from draft number 1. TM says, love my team, but Ron's probably the favorite right there to comment. I think that the winner might come from draft number 1. I think TM's got one of the best 3 or 4 teams in the whole thing. Josh Allen, Laporta, Rice, Dell, Chase Brown, Zach Moss, just the way he constructed it. Like, no one had done this draft. No one had done it. And to think it through like Ron and TM did, I think was in hindsight, it was the best way to approach it. If you're in any sort of draft, it's weird like this or whatever. I know not everybody's going to do a draft like this. But, whoops. Come on, get off the screen, Cole. This is the way to do it. I mean, like you doubled up a wide receiver. and they're fantastic wide receivers. You got Josh Allen. He's only rolling with one QB. He's going to take an L during the bye week. He's got to make sure Allen doesn't get hurt. If Allen gets hurt, he's done. He's got Laporta. He backed Laporta up, which he could have done, didn't have to do. And then to have Chase Brown, Zach Moss, I don't know what that Chuba Hubbard pick was. I don't like that pick. I think that puts you in a vulnerable spot to get beat by Ron. But I'd say like Zach Moss and Chase Brown, Rice, Dell, Laporta. This is fantastic. I think I like Superfish's team a lot. So Kenny, this is your team, Kenny. Okay, none of the other teams of yours count if you win. I have to make a decision there because you played them multiple, but that's our commish of all this, so he doesn't get penalized or anything. Stroud, Jacobs, DK, Monty. This is a very good team too, Superfish. I like it, but I'm going to give the winning team to Ron. He got Kyron. He cuffed him to Corum. He got London and Ridley. He got Cousins and Penix Jr. I think this is the best team in the entire draft. Ron Navy, good job.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
To think he almost left the entire draft because third round reversal pisses him off more than I think Mike Tomlin and Brandon Ayuk, showing up at his front door with his meat delivery, and they say to him, the steaks are outdated, Ron. We have no steaks to give you. That kind of experience, I think, is better than Ron Navy drafting in a third round reversal. But maybe Ron changed his tune because Ron was given a later first round pick, and boom. So Ron's got the best team in this entire thing, in my opinion, because you just constructed it perfectly, and no one knew what to do. But Ron getting Kyron and Corum, Penix and Cousins cuffing, and then the rotation of London, Ridley, and Goddard's really underrated. Estime, I could give or take. I could take or leave that one. There's a lot of other players, but that's a decent player to grab. He's trying to get some sort of other production. Maybe I would have used that on a backup tight end or a backup quarterback if there was one even possibly able. I don't think at that point you could have, but that's the only thing I think of. I mean, Estime might do better, but that's a fantastic squad. That was like taking a deuce. That was pretty tough. I don't know if I'm doing that again. Not to mention, maybe that wasn't the very best viewing experience either for people. I get that, but I'm glad a lot of you had fun. Hopefully some of you had fun. Some of you left the league, got bitter. A bitter Bobby, if you will. And, let me also say this, because we're talking about redoing the supernova list, and I did that, and here it is.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking at the 8 supernovas. The magnificent 8.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
I mean, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Is it not? I don't think that's ever getting redone. In terms of the audio, the audio is unbelievable. And over the years, obviously, I'll change this out, and I don't think I'm gonna lock down the hateful 8, the magnificent 8. I'm looking at the 8. I don't think I'm locking down the 8 until the Moon Men, Mars Men, Saturn Men are kind of done, and we're approaching week 1. This is going to be a tradition that the supernovas get locked down, but you have to have all of the Mars Men, Saturn Men, and Moon Men pretty much in line to even do this. And so And as you can see, Corum and Mostert and Wright, those are ghosts of the two picks, HN and Kyren. You need to have the cuff, but this is fantastic. This is fantastic. I will take a few phone calls real quickly. Let's not get selfish and say, hey, let me just ask you about my specific question only, Smitty. Let's have a little bit of a conversation around some of the players. Maybe they got taken or something in this draft. And Ron, I don't know if you want to call in and brag about your team. You're certainly welcome to do so. Yeah, no, your estimated pick wasn't bad, Ron. It wasn't bad at all. It was just, I said I could take or leave that one. Doesn't mean it was bad. I mean, you got my vote, Ron. So clearly your team is one of my. Here's Ron Navy. So Ron, take a minute away from taking a bite of that steak as you celebrate. That was a good team, Ron.
Hey, thanks.
I mean, I'm not just saying that. This is a really good construction of a team. That was smart, very, very smart. And it's easy to screw it up because you could just stack too much, but that was good to have those two receivers, to have your QB situation cuffed, to have your running back situation cuffed. You're taking a gamble having no real backup, QB, but it's like you got to make that call of like you're not going to get any production out of this backup anyway. So it was a good move.
Yeah. Yeah, I was as soon as all the quarterbacks started going off, I'm like, I picked. I thought maybe you might have picked Kyren, and you didn't. So he fell to me. So I wanted him. I was like, screw it. All these quarterbacks are going off. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get Cousins if I just. So that's why I took London in the second round, and I just gambled that Cousins would be there for me. And then once I got Cousins, I'm just like, okay. Now I'm going to use one of my last couple picks on Penix. That's what my plan was, and just go from there. I wanted Sinnott, but what's his name took Sinnott, so I ended up with Goddard.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it was fun.
I think when I timed out on Ayuk, I gave up trying to focus on coming back to this draft, which I regret just not having time to do it. I wish I would have tried to win this, or would have had a better team to win this particular group, because I do feel like the two best teams might have come from this group, so it would have been fun to have a better team. But I screwed up and timed out on Ayuk. But Ayuk could be okay. I mean, a similar boat that you have here, where you have London and Ridley. I have that same thing going on with Olave and Ayuk. I think the problem was when I timed out on Cook, I was like, that's not my choice. I didn't want that. I would have preferred something else. Like I could have had Mostert here with Wright, and then I think I would have been in the mix. But who knows? This team's still pretty decent.
Well, the thing is, I mean, everybody was trying to tell you in the chat, hey, you're on here, but you got so many things going on that you can't even look at the chat.
No, I was too zonked. Yeah, good job, Ron.
No, it's all dependent on, injuries happen and stuff like that, but I did as good as I thought I could preventing that, so with the backups. So we'll see.
Yeah. Good job, Ron. Good job. Hang tight. Let me go over on the phone line real quick. I got to answer these super chats too. Coble with the $20 hauler says, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for setting it up. First time drafting in a league that deep. I think I did okay. Team is Jay Coble, Smitty, and Fantasy Football Crew to the moon. Thank you, Coble. I'm going to send you to Mars, which is brand new on this channel.
To Mars!
We haven't had a to Mars button, which is so odd that I've never created that. To the moon, to Saturn. I've never had to Mars. I don't know. I don't know why. Chris from Vegas, no love for the Allen and Coleman stack. I don't know where that was, Chris. There's so many teams, 100+ teams. But I like Allen and Coleman stack. I just don't know if maybe the other part of it didn't catch my eye. But I don't think I said it was bad. I just think maybe, if I didn't call it out as a league winner, I apologize. But maybe I go back and look at it. Can you go to my bad team in League 2, says Rockout. I think I reviewed your team twice, Rockout. Let's see here.
Rockout always says bad team, but then he ends up he knows that he has a good team, but he puts.
He sets the bar low because he wants me to like it. Let's see here.
You did like it though.
Yeah, but if he sets the bar low, then I can't say anything bad. Yeah, I reviewed this team. Yeah, AJ Brown, Pacheco, Purdy, Goddard, Ridley. This is good because you got AJ Brown, Ridley, you got Pacheco, Chase Brown. It's a really, really good squad. The only thing I don't love is Brock Purdy, but if he does anything close to what he did last year, then yeah, you could easily win it. You could easily win this grouping for sure. This is the team that I started to love, and then I timed out on Aaron Jones, and I just about lost my mind. I'm so pissed off about that. All right, real quickly, let me get around the phone line real quick. I'm timing out, Ron. I don't know if it happened to you, but I'm timing out on underdog drafts like left and right. I had like.
But they reduced everything down to an hour, and I got like 40 teams I'm drafting in there right now, slow drafting, and it's just going crazy.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I'm so losing ground on so many of these amazing teams that I built, and I wish, you know what I wish they would do is just maybe turn it to like 4 hours sooner and just keep it 4 hours. The rest, I don't know. I get that they got.
Notice what they're doing is during the day they're putting it down to 1 hour, then late at night they're taking it back up to like 7 hours.
Yeah, Taysom Hill, both a QB and tight end. He can flex play absolutely. Taysom was a, you know, that's a good point in this draft. That was a crafty pick in this draft, Taysom Hill, because of the QB tight end flexibility. You know what, that could be something that like wins the league. Because if you were to like, let's say you were to use that as your one tight end option, and he covers you at tight end and backup QB, and you get an extra pick. That's a great point. Like, we never really discussed that. That's a fantastic point. Definitely good. Rate my squad: AR5, JD5, Gibbs, Kamara, Moss, Benson, London, Devontae Smith. Good squad. Kincaid, love it. Very, very good team. Love it. Moss, Benson. Not much to trade yet. Let BT, JSN, Benson, Zach Moss, JD5 gain value, and you'll have some trade bait. And then I think you can turn that team into the very best team in the draft. JMO or Corum stash. I'd rather. I mean, it depends on your need. I'd probably say JMO, but if you've got Kyron, of course you need Corum. But 1 QB, 2 flex, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, tight end. Rate my team: Hurts, Olave, AJB, HM, Monty, Waddle, Tank Dell. Good team, very good team. Part of me would want to explore like a Monty and something for a slightly better, stronger running back, but like, what are you going to send off? I don't know. Monty's pretty steady. I guess it depends if you have anybody on the bench, like a BT or something like that. Like maybe coming out of week number 1, you trade Monty and BT, or Monty and somebody for a slight upgrade for a slumping player, but this is a wait and see team. Definitely don't want to trade, I think, Monty now. Let Monty punch in a touchdown, which he will. I almost, like if you said, Smitty, who's going to score? Give me somebody that's going to score in week 1. I think Monty will score. I think Monty can score, and he'll have increased value, and people will be like, oh my God. You know, Gibbs will probably score too, but it's going to piss people off that Monty even got into the end zone, not realizing that he's still going to have a role this year. Hey, Smitty, traded Jacobs Love for Kyron. Already have Mahomes. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I love Jacobs, but I'm fine with that. That wasn't too much. Not if you already are covered at quarterback. Thanks again, Coble, for dropping the $20 hauler. Appreciate you, my good buddy. And Juan with the super chat here. Rate my team: Mahomes, Kyron, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Debo, Ridley, Kincaid, Rashee Rice. Love it. Love it. Bench is good. Let Ford gain some value. Coleman gain some value. And then maybe you're upgrading Chase Brown, and maybe you don't even want to. But stand down on that team because I love it, and you need those players to gain value before you trade anything. And then this last super chat here, and I got TM42. TM42 is my second favorite team I picked out. Hang tight, TM. I'm coming for you. How did I do in the draft? Number 4, pick 6. Draft 4, pick 6. Didn't see Hurts on the board at rounds at round 1 should have picked Hurts and Kyren or Achane in round 2. David says, draft 4, pick 6. I'm probably not going to pull up the drafts anymore because, I don't know. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 after this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's just your team, I assume. You said draft 4, pick 6, right? Draft 4, pick 6. Brian Robinson. Bijan Robinson. So you're saying you should have took Hurts, who went at pick 7, and you had pick 6. I don't know. It's a good team. I think you did fine. It's a good squad. Coleman, McLaurin, JD5, Bijan. But yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I mean, you wouldn't even got, what are you saying? You should have got Hurts, and then you could have picked up a Kyren. You couldn't have picked up a Kyren. He's gone. What's he saying here? Should have picked Hurts and Kyren or Achane in rounds 2. I don't think they were there, bro. So you couldn't have done that. But I like your squad. I think you did fine. And Superfish with the $5. This was a lot of fun. It was deep. Not everyone will play everyone. So it depends on a lot of our matchups. Well, the matchups shouldn't matter at all. The matchups are there just for fun. The matchups don't do anything. It's a total point race. Best ball. I think that should be how it's set up. I think it pairs you up for fun. But the matchups won't do anything for you. But thank you, Superfish. Appreciate you. TM42, your team is good, bro. Your team is really, really good. You and Ron did such a good job.
Thanks, Smitty. Yeah. I was going best player available, but then as the draft unfolded, I kind of figured my running backs, I could have just, cuffing Brown and Moss was the best option because, you get that season long for your running backs. So what would you do different for that Hubbard pick? Because I didn't know really what to do, so I just figured I'd get a starter in there for the bye week for Brown and Moss.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm looking at it, and I said the same thing about Estimate for Ron, but it wasn't saying it was bad. I'm just saying, I could take or leave that pick, whereas the rest of your drafts, I loved every pick. So it doesn't mean that I would have done something necessarily different. It just meant that, that's the only player I'm not.
Yeah.
I think I would have probably said...
there was no QBs on the board.
You're right.
Besides Brissett, so, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think, maybe Brian Thomas Jr., but then again, you were already covered at receiver. Braylon Allen, that's just me. I would have taken a shot at Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
Dowdle.
I guess I kind of went safe.
I guess Dowdle is okay. There because he might have a shot. I think Chuba Hubbard doesn't have a shot at a long-term role, and I think that Chase Brown and Zach Moss will be your guy anyway in the beginning. So I guess I would have thought to myself, what if that situation, falls apart or something, and then at least I'd have Braylon Allen. But bro, you can't go. I mean, you did fine there.
Yeah.
Like I said, with Ron, I'd take it or leave it with that Estimate pick. But looking at the board here for Ron, I'm not saying I like any of these other picks. There's nobody left. So it is probably the best running back pick. Could Ron have maybe grabbed a tight end like Ertz to cover Goddard a little bit or something? Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe the Estimate pick is the thing that saves him. With that bye week, he's scoring points during that bye week. So it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Interesting would be Nick Chubb in the final pick there. I've said to stay away from him, but who knows what he's doing at the end of the year. I don't think he's going to do anything. These are Elliott. I'm not taking Elliott. No offense. Is it Sebastian?
So was it the top 6 winners in each league, or was it the overall scoring for each, all the leagues?
So the wild cards stuff's going to be TBA. I didn't want to commit to anything. The only thing that's locked in is the winner of each of the 6 leagues will get into the Dynasty League, And if I win, then obviously it goes to the next person down. I don't think I'm winning any of them, but maybe I have a shot at one or two. I timed out on all of them. But and then if the person's not an active Patreon member, then it goes to the next person down. So that's the way it will work. I don't mean to be, politically skewed or off base. I'd say Ron probably gets an exemption because Ron's constantly gifting the community. So we'll take a vote on that. On that if Ron wins, because I know Ron's not on the Patreon. He doesn't do. Ron only does steaks.
Yeah, I joined.
Oh, you're on the Patreon?
Yeah, I'm in your Patreon.
All right, then good. I'm glad I don't have to create an exemption for you. The reason I do that is because Ron deserves it. Ron gives so much to the community. He's always gifting memberships constantly. So I just want to make sure he's covered. But that's good. But yeah, so the top drafter in each of the winning team of each of the 6 leagues gets an automatic spot. Then that means I have 5 more because I'm in that league too. That means we have 5 more spots to figure something out in the Patreon. Like, hey, first person to, post a photo of them, holding the fantasy football show, like handwritten sign somewhere. Like, I'll do something with that. And then I may, for the people that get pissed off that missed this draft, there's going to be 10 people that are in the Patreon, and they're going to be like, where? I didn't understand. I didn't see the, and so like I may do a makeup draft for them and create a 7th league. And then that way, I'm not sure. It depends on how many missed it and how many care. But, I could see a bunch of people being so mad that they missed it. People get really bent out of shape over this stuff. We had a couple people leave the league. Like, fantasy just makes so many people mad. It's so crazy. It's not even Dynasty. Dynasty's the worst, because it makes people so angry. But I think I might create something. What?
What about miss it by you lose on winning the league by like a half a point or 1 point or something like that? Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I might put something in the Dynasty League though. If anybody complains, like once they get kicked out, I'm gonna have the rules locked tight so it's not, and they'll be written out in the Dynasty League. There's no complaining. There's no trying to. I feel like commissioners can get rid of 100% of the problems by just making sure the rules are written up right. And I didn't do a good job even mapping out rules for this draft, by the way. But for the Dynasty League, I think when you make a good set of rules, there's nothing you can complain about. But Dynasty brings out the
probably just got overwhelmed because
maybe
22-man league. He's like, oh wow.
I
remember we did the 90-man, the Cup League.
Screw this. All right, boys. I'm out of here. I'm going to be back tonight. I'm going to use the phone line dump on all of you right now. I just created. You guys want me to test out the new phone line dump? Here it is. Ron, you got anything else? Final thoughts?
All right.
Well, yeah, I'm leaving next Sunday.
Oh yeah, Ron. How many months are you going to be gone?
Just 1. I'll be back October 4th.
And are you going to check in with the show there at all or no? Probably don't know.
I'll try. I'll see what it's like. See if I can get hooked up and see if I can somehow.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, guys. Hold on, buddy.
Right.
You got 30 seconds, buddy.
That's all right. I'll call him later, bro.
No, buddy. Go ahead. What do you got?
Well, no. I've got I just found out my pick. I'm pick 1 in my $1,000 league. I found out last night. I just tried to do a mock draft. I just wanted to see what you thought of it.
All right, spit it out real quick.
I would never turn to anybody else but you in the community. So
Thank you, pal.
I went with Bijan. I'm open for Bijan or Brees at 1.
Okay.
I went Collins, Nico Collins at the 2-3 turn with Mahomes. I know I can pick up him or Jalen Hurts. Kenneth Walker as the RB2 at the 4th. Kincaid went tight end 5th. And then I dropped Rashee Rice, Chris Godwin, Brian Thomas Jr., JSN. And then I went back to running backs with Ford, Trey Benson, and Blake Corum. And then the final 2, I picked up Ladd McConkey and then Nick Chubb to just throw on IR. I didn't know if
I know I
this
said
is
Nick
something
Chubb.
that I should follow for tomorrow.
I know I said Nick Chubb in that draft a moment ago, but I don't typically draft Nick Chubb. I would say McConkey I'm staying away from personally. I don't trust that situation at all. He's a raw talent. I'm gonna also say Godwin's not my favorite, but if you like Godwin, go Godwin. I just don't. I mean, I know he's moving back to the slot for a lot of his routes, but I don't know. We'll see. I like your team a lot. Nico seems a little high. I don't know if like Cup was there or London was there. Those are better picks in my opinion.
Was there?
Yeah, Cup is.
Yeah.
Cup could be a top 5 guy. So I mean, Nico could be too. I just think Nico in 2 is a little rich. It'd be the same thing if Dell was in 2. I wouldn't want Dell in 2. And I think Dell and Nico are still they were rotating when Dell went down. I don't know why everyone thinks Dell's not the guy anymore. Like, it's so weird how he's now regulated as the wide receiver 3 to everybody when he was the number 1. He had edged out Nico by a hair. And then boom, everyone's like, and their mother's acting like this guy's trash. I don't know, it's just wild to me. But I like.
I just didn't know at the one spot if I was reaching too much with like a quarterback early, a tight end early.
No,
for value.
I love the Bijan and Mahomes. I think you pair it with Cup or London, and I like it a lot. I think Cup's risky, but he's also got top 5 wide receiver upside. I really think Cup's a fantastic pick right now. In the late.
Well, blessings, brother. I appreciate you. And
all right.
No, I didn't want too much of your time. Hey, chat. Thanks for being awesome. Like I said, I would never turn to anybody else. You guys are it. So.
Hey, phone line dump being pressed right now in 5, 4. I'm gonna hit this button whenever I feel like I just need to clear the phone line. It's no offense to anybody, Ron, anybody on the phone, Travis, even my mods. If you're on the line, just know I'm hitting this button because I need to take care of the super chats, and your boy Smitty doesn't want to get. I don't get overwhelmed very much, but there are moments where you're losing control of the pace of the show, and the super chats are adding up, and I don't want people waiting for those, and so I'm going to do this.
Smitty is clearing the phone line. Phone line dump activated.
We're sorry, the number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number and call again. This is a recording.
You must all call back later. Smitty dumped the phone line. Don't get mad. Don't get sad. Don't be an angry, bitter Chad.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. This is a recording.
I'm going to hit that whenever I need to just clear the line. Like sometimes I'll have like 15, 20 people on the phone line, and then I'll look in the super chats are at 15 of them, 20 of them, 30 of them. And I'm like, I can't go through 15 people on the phone line. I'm sorry. I know you've been waiting 10, 15 minutes, but.
Smitty is clearing the phone line. Phone line dump activated.
We're sorry, the number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number and call again. This is a recording.
You must all call back later. Smitty dumped the phone line. Don't get mad. Don't get sad. Don't be an angry, bitter Chad.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
To Mars.
Thank you all for drafting. Appreciate you all. You guys rock.
There are handfuls of Saturn, Mars, and Moon men, but only 8 can be supernovas. I give you the 8 best picks in fantasy football.
They are the 8 supernovas. They are the 8 supernovas. The hateful 8 supernovas. I'm looking at the 8 supernovas. The magnificent 8.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Shuttle's cleared the tower. Ray G dropping a 5 watt in space before we depart and disconnect from the shuttle. Pick CMC number 1 and Kyron number 24 with Debo and Josh Allen for my last draft. That's insane. I hope that's a big money league, Ray G, because you're crushing that. Appreciate every single one of you. See you all later tonight. I appreciate you later. Deuces. Bye.